Yo, what up, y'all? It's your buddy Philko here, reporting live from Dnipropetrovsk, Ukraine. Now, before I make this video, I gotta stress the fact that this video is not for those people who live that how do I put a lifestyle? It ain't no fun if my homies can't get none kind of lifestyle. I know there's some people out there who, like, they meet a girl, they're like, oh, this girl's the bomb, you guys should try her, you guys should have sex with her too. This is not for you kind of people. I've never been one of those people. I'm not one of those people. I don't understand it. That's not for me. That's not for me. So if you're one of those guys who get girls and say, oh, this girl's awesome, you should hit it, you should hit it, this video isn't for you. This is for, like, I guess more average people, because I don't think that's too average, what I just mentioned. So this video is not for you. But this video is basically going to be about not dating your bro's female friends or friend, not dating them. This is something I live by. Like, I never would date a girl who even knew one of my friends before I knew her. You understand? So I could meet a girl just brand new, just at a party. Oh, you're great. We could talk for 15 minutes. I'm like, yeah, you know, one of my best friends, Jose Cazares. I'm like, yeah. So, oh, I know him. We used to hang out back in the day. I'm not dating her. I'm not dating her. And now I'm going to explain to you why in this video I will not date any girl who knew my friends before I knew her. You understand? And there's many reasons for this. I'll give you some examples of people who stay in a closed circle. Don't stay in a closed circle. It's not even good for your personality staying in a closed circle. It sucks. You're not going to evolve as a person if you stay in a closed circle. What do I mean by the people who stay in a closed circle? Well, people who stay where they're comfortable in zones in which they don't have to necessarily introduce themselves to somebody. So let's say you're a person who works somewhere. And at this job, you know, you have friends, there's girls there, whatever. So most of the people you hang out with, the majority of them work with you, whatever, right? So because of that, you have a lot of these friends who know other girls who work at the job, and you meet them anyway because you work there too. So then you start to try to think, maybe I should date this girl, maybe I should date that girl. But little do you know, not everybody, even to their close bros, like revealing their feelings all the time about other girls. They don't like doing it. It's just a human thing. A lot of guys, you know, they don't want to seem too mushy all the time. They're not really going to tell you. Even though in the end it's their fault for not telling you, it's just it's human nature. A lot of guys don't want to say, oh, I kind of was in love with that girl. A lot of times you don't want to say that shit. You know what I mean? So you start dating this one girl, and you guys are dating, everything's going fine, but then you start to realize that one of your friends are being different towards you. He's looking at you different. He doesn't hang out that much. He doesn't call that much. Especially when you two are together, he's not there. And it's like, what the fuck's going on? Well, there was probably either something between them a while ago, or this person really wanted something with this person before you even got there, and he feels you ruined his chance that you took her away from him. That's one of the reasons why I avoid dating my bros' female friends in total. I don't give a fuck if they're friends when they're 5. I just avoid it, because the truth is, what a lot of us don't realize is that there's so many women out there, and if you're not comfortable introducing yourself, you're not a real man in my opinion. I'm talking shit. I don't have to introduce myself to anyone out here, but that's different for me. That's different. It's because of the popularity, whatever, or just that I'm black, whatever. I don't have to introduce myself. But when you're in America and you're amongst Americans, odds are you want to meet girls out there, outside of your circle, you have to learn to introduce yourself. That's very important. So when I was in New York, you know, I dated more girls in New York than I think I dated here. I really, especially 2010, 2009. I think so. But whenever I was telling my guys, yeah, I'm bringing a girl over, I'm dating, they always knew it would be a girl they never saw before. They always knew it. It would be some new girl they never saw. But unlike other guys who sometimes they're dating, oh, I got a new girl, a lot of times it's somebody they already know. Or somebody they know through somebody else. You know, it's still within that circle of these connected dots, how everyone knows each other. And a lot of people are only comfortable in these situations because they usually don't have to introduce themselves. It's done automatically. You go over your friend's house, he has a guy friend and a female friend. They're like, oh my God, this female, she's hot, easy for me. I don't have to introduce myself, blah, blah. And you take advantage of that, but you don't really know if your friend has some feelings for her, even if he doesn't admit it. That's what you got to understand. A lot of times friends won't admit it. They're not going to admit it all the time, especially when the girl's giving them no time of day. They don't want to basically say, most guys don't want to say, yeah, man, I've been in love with this girl for a while, and then you talk to her, so I don't like that nigga. You know, they don't want to be embarrassed. So it's like, no, it's cool, it's cool, it's cool. But even with that, even when they say it's cool, you shouldn't do it. But remember, this is not for you crazy people just going around and sharing girls with your guy friends. This is not for you, this is for everybody else who basically don't do those kind of things. It's very important. I've had situations, I'm not going to mention any names, but I've had situations in which my friends actually got in little fights and shit over girls at work. And these are like best friends, like best man at the wedding. Still will punch him in the face over a girl when he has a girl already. But it's the history. So I'm not going to give any names. We have friend circle and friend rectangle, right? So friend circle has a woman, a fiance at that. But friend circle has like hourglass at work for a long time, for years to come. He's always like hourglass. Hourglass is sexy, whatever. But friend rectangle was new to the job, right? So friend rectangle comes in, you know, sees hourglass. I don't think he went after her like immediately. I think it just took some time. They both just kind of into each other. So friend rectangle and friend hourglass go out to have a drink from a glass. Oh, sorry, I won't give the shape of the glass. They start drinking whatever, and so friend rectangle kisses friend hourglass, right? So when rectangle goes back to hang out with circle, circle was just fucking just caught him, just hit him. We call it, he gave him the hammer mountain, but he hit him. But everyone's like, oh, that's so stupid. He has a fiance. Why is he blah blah blah? Because of the history. It's the history they have together, and that's how I avoid those situations. I've always avoided those situations because I know I will never date a girl who knew one of my friends before I knew her. I'm just not doing it because the simple fact is there's so many girls out there. If you are one of those guys who constantly get caught up with girls in an inner circle all the time, you have issues. The neighborhood I came up in last before my father sold the house in that area, the guys I hung out with there, they all dated the same girls all of the time. All of the time, they all dated the same girls. It's like 6 girls being passed around everything. There was a thick girl, there was the tall thick girl, there was the Asian girl who was too young but everyone still liked her. Like everyone just kept passing around these same girls and no one really went outside the box, especially in the summertime when there was no school. I was like the only one leaving the area, meeting new people, bringing them back. I was the only one. Everyone was just in the same circle. And like that's not it. You don't learn much about the world. You don't learn much about different people. You don't know much. You won't learn much about different cultures and all that shit. You know, you'll just be just with the same exact people all the time and the same type of people as well. It's like let's open up. Let's not be afraid to open up to new shit. You know, that's partially why it's so people find it so crazy that I'm traveling around Russia and Ukraine. It's so crazy. Black guy living in Ukraine and Russia, blah blah blah. It's because I'm not afraid to open up and try new shit. A lot of people are just damn scared of that shit, and you know damn well nobody scares me. You know what I mean? But just a lot of people are scared of that shit. And it's just open up sometimes, man. Try it. Explore the world. There's so much out there. And I don't necessarily mean just traveling. I mean just talking to different people. You know, and I know a lot of people are afraid to talk to girls because of rejection. But like I told you guys before, I'm like, look, I'm a math man. I love math. You should know your percentage, the odds of you getting a girl you like when you see her. You know what I mean? So let's average that out. Let's say the odds of you getting a girl. Let's say there's 100 girls in a club, 100 single girls in a club. You should know the odds of you getting one based on your past history. So if you're a real attractive guy with good money and plus you're popular, people know you, your odds are high. If I would say maybe your odds for each girl is like something like, I don't know, if there's 100, you'll probably get like 20%. You feel me? That's a lot. That means out of every 5 girls, one of those girls you could get that night, you know, or you could just get in general. You know, that's a lot. That's a lot of options, bro. That's 20 out of the 100. But let's say you're one of those guys who you're not very popular. Maybe you're short. Maybe you don't have much money. Maybe you're slightly awkward. You still have about a 1% chance of getting a girl that night. Because the truth is, maybe you have to lower your standards, but the truth is you have a chance. But you have to play your odds. If you don't play your odds, you're not going to get it. You have to play your odds. You can't. I hate when guys play the odds that play this kind of odd, like these kind of odds. They'll sit, fucking blonde hair. They'll like sit there on the wall and just hope some girl will just like say something to them. Especially in America. Are you stupid? Do you know the odds of you getting anywhere if you're really just gonna sit there on the wall and be like, yeah, she's gonna come talk to me? Are you serious? When you're not such a popular person, you're not very attractive, you don't really get it, you think that's gonna happen? Now that does happen with the popular guys, I say the 20, the 30% guys, yeah, that happens, son. They could chill on the wall and they know 1 out of every 5 girls who walk by them will probably like them. Maybe 2 out of every 5 will like them. That's a lot. So they don't have to go as hard as you. But when you have a low percentage like that, like 1%, 2%, you gotta go in. You don't have the luxuries of just sitting on the wall. You have to face that. You don't have it. You have to go at it. You have to play your odds. You basically have to get your nose out of the way. That's how you should look at it. You have to get the nose out of the way. You have to. I have many examples of this. One of the most interesting years of my life was 2009 when I broke up with my first girlfriend. Oh, shit. And, oh, damn. When I broke up with my first girlfriend and we started, me and my friend Andre started going out and partying. I learned that quick. I learned about getting the nose out of the way because I watched this guy get rejected every night by like many girls. I'm like, oh, so embarrassing. But every night he kept getting rejected until he met one. And it always worked for him. And another thing too, the people who are the best at this, I'm not trying to be racist, but like I grew up in like the Webster Hall environment. That was my club in New York City. And in Webster Hall, you have a lot of like, I don't know if they're Indian or Arabic, I don't fucking know, but they're like Indian guys who like always go after the drunk girls and they're very aggressive, but they're not aggressive with black girls. After one of the main dudes got slapped by a black girl, I've never seen them try to dance with a black girl again. Because these kind of guys, I'm not telling people to do this, but these guys, I remember, whenever I saw them in a club, they would just walk behind a girl and just hold her, you know, and try to dance with her like that. And they usually get rejected hard, but the thing is, they would go like this to every girl they possibly can all night. By the end of the night, you'll see all 4 or 3 of them with girls making out, going crazy because they played their odds to the max. And a lot of guys are looking at them mad, like, oh, they're taking advantage because they're drunk. I'm like, don't be mad. Those girls drink those drinks on their own. They play their odds and they got it. They do it all the time. They get rejected more than anyone else, but they still meet somebody every night because they went hard. I idolize them in a way, except I don't like just holding a girl. The way I approach a girl in the club is I make eye contact and I probably grab her hand and I like tilt my hat or something like that. And that kind of worked for me sometimes. Sometimes it didn't, but sometimes it did. I don't want to just grab a girl. That's not in me, you know. And this is about America here. In Ukraine and Russia, I don't approach anyone. They approach me. So, yeah, they would get girls like almost every fucking night. And these guys weren't very attractive. They kind of smell bad or whatever. You know what I mean? And generally, girls didn't like them, but they play their odds so hard body, they usually end up with a girl, they go crazy, take them home, all this stuff, all the time. And I watched it. They will be there. Club opens at 10, but it doesn't get popping until like, I don't know, maybe 2. They'll get there at like 11. Because even when I go there early to watch a basketball game or something, they get there early. So they're there at like 10:30, 11, and they stay until that shit closes, or they stay until they meet a girl. They go hard every night. Because they even go after the same girl one time, she's sober, no. Go after her again, she's kind of drunk, no. Third time she's drunk, they got her. And they go hard. There's nothing wrong with trying the same girl more than once. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, and a lot of times when a girl tells you no, it's not just because she's saying no because she doesn't want to. She wants to impress her friends. That happens a lot too. So there's some times where a girl may want to try you, but she knows the type of guy you are, her friends wouldn't necessarily approve of. So if she's around her friends, she's likely to say no. But if you catch her by herself, she'll be like, okay, and then she'll spend some time with you. Especially after she had a few drinks, she's more likely to be herself. Not like piss-faced drunk, but I mean a few drinks, she's more likely to be herself. So the reason why I'm talking about all this is because it's just, I think it's really good for people to get out of that same circle. Don't be in that same fucking circle all the time. It's just not good for you as a person. It's not good for you in society. It's good to break shyness. And to practice breaking that shyness or that fear of rejection is to try to get out of your circle sometimes. Introduce yourself. Introduce yourself. That's all we really have to learn to get used to doing is introducing yourself. You know what I mean? So I guess that's all I really had to say. So let me know what you think. Would you date one of your bro's female friends? Even with his permission. I already explained that. Even with his permission. You know, because I'm telling you, not a lot of guys are talking about their hearts, especially when the girl doesn't give a fuck about him in a sexual way. They don't want to just basically say, I've been in the friend zone for years. They're not going to want to say that all the time. You have to understand that. So it's best to just avoid it. You don't want to be like circle and rectangle. Alright? And I'm out, people. Later.